What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. How's it going? Let's dive into Smackdown from October the 18th, 2024. A pretty solid show for the most part. A really decent episode of Smackdown. We got a lot of story, so that's always a good thing. So we kick the show off as per usual with the Bloodline. So Solo comes out, he gets on the mic. He tells the crowd to acknowledge him. Solo says that they're looking at the present and the future. He says they're looking at the Bloodline and the tribal chief. Solo says he's the biggest, he's the man who created a bigger and stronger family. He created a bigger and stronger bloodline. He says Roman and Jimmy can't do anything about it. He says even Jey doesn't want to do anything with them. Solo says that the beatdowns on Roman will continue unless he comes down to the ring by the end of the night and acknowledges him. So Jey Uso comes out through the crowd, massive pop. So Jey looks at Solo and tells him it's been a minute. Jey tells Solo that he promises he's not here to fight because he cares about his little bro and he cares about him. Jey says that Jimmy and Roman aren't here yet, and he came out to talk to him one-on-one. Jey asks Solo to think about what he's doing to the family and the bloodline. He says no one has bigger issues with Roman than he does, but dividing the family is not it. He left to be his own man. He became Intercontinental Champion. Jey tells him that fighting over the Ulufala is not worth it. That's not it's not earned. I mean, my bad. It's earned and not taken. And Solo knows better than this. But if he wants to end Roman's power, do it. But don't do it. My bad. To do it, but not to divide the family while he does it. So Solo interrupts and he asks him if he's done wasting his time. Solo says he's not trying to divide the family, he's trying to unite the family. Solo tells Jey to stop calling him his little brother. He's his tribal chief now. And he will always have a picture. My bad. He'll always have a place for Jey and Roman in his bloodline. All he has to do is acknowledge him. Solo says he doesn't want to follow Jimmy's footsteps because look at where I got him. Solo asks Jey if he's in or out. Jey tells Solo he's trying to unite the bloodline. Why did he have to go and get Tama Tonga and Tamaloa and Jacob Fatu? Jey says there's a reason why they stayed away from Jacob. And if Jacob keeps looking at him, he'll have to knock his ass out. I love that line. That was great. So both Jey and Solo both Jey and Jacob get into each other's faces, and then Solo holds Jacob Fatu back, which was cool. Jey says next time he sees Solo, it'll be different. And he tells him yeet, and then that was it. So this is fine. I like this. I love how they had a heart-to-heart. This was really good. I love it. This is a great promo by both guys, and it does make sense. And this sets us up for Survivor Series, War Games. It's going to be the new Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and God, Guerrillas of Destiny, versus the OG Bloodline, Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Sami Zayn. This is great. Good storytelling here. Very, very good storytelling right here. I love this. Really good shit. Really, really good shit. Loved it. I love how Jey is still conflicted and everything, and that's great. That's great. So, can't wait to see how this all unfolds. moving on. So, this leads us into our first match of the night, which was a triple threat tag team qualifying match. The Street Profits versus Pretty Deadly versus DIY. DIY wins. So the referee tells the ring announcer that Wilson was the legal competitor, and DIY, they win. So that's fine. It makes sense. I'm a fan of Pretty Deadly, and I'm a fan of the Street Profits. DIY, not so much, but I know why they're doing this, because we're gonna get the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY, so that should be fun there. Moving on. So, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, they step out of an SUV. They're listening to Travis Scott. They bump into Jey Uso. He's face to face with Roman. Jey begins to walk away, but Roman grabs him by the arm. Roman tells Jey that he's proud of him. They all are. Jey tells him no yeet, and then he walks away. And then Roman tells Jimmy, I told you. And then, he walks away. They walk away. So this is fine. Jey is continuing to play hard to get and everything. I can't wait until Jey and Roman have that heart-to-heart. Like, this was just, just something brief, but they've got to have that heart and they got to have their heart-to-heart. I can't wait for that. That should be done in ring. It should not be done backstage. It should be done in the ring. I think that would be great. Give it maybe about 10 or 15 minutes. I think that would be really, really fucking good. Moving on. So, Nick Aldis and Nia Jax, they're backstage. So, she's talking on the phone with Tiffany Stratton. So, Tiffany Stratton is out. And she mentions that Tiffany has the flu. Poor baby. Hopefully she gets better. And their tag match is canceled. So Nick Aldis tells Nia Jax that the match is not canceled. Smackdown has a deep talent roster, which is not true. And for her to find someone else. So Candice LeRae comes in. And I'm just like, oh my God. What? So Nick Aldis makes the match between my bad. So my bad. Nick Aldis makes the match official. So Candice is gonna be Nia's partner. Oh my God, what the fuck? No. Moving on. So Last Legend defeats Piper Niven towards the end of the match. Dakara Jackson and Chelsea Green, they got involved. Chelsea Green gets beat up, which was cool. And then Last Legend gets the win via a slam of some sort, which is kind of cool. And she also did a body slam in this match against Piper Niven, that being Last Legend. Last Legend has greatly improved, and I like her. I do. Like, she's great. She's really, really good. A little bit more seasoning and stuff, she'll be even better. But she's good right now. She's good. Is she main roster ready? No. I could see her being in NXT for a couple more years. And then after that, I could see her being a really good, solid mid-carder on the main roster. I could. I really could. And Bianca and Jade Cargill, they were in the crowd watching. So, and Jade Cargill had short hair, so she looked pretty cute with that. I like that. Moving on. So Roman Reigns, he's sitting in his locker room, his office, and Jimmy's next to him. And Jimmy tells Roman, Jimmy tells Roman that he should talk to Jey. And Roman tells him that if the wise man were here right now, this will be solved. He says he gave Jimmy a shot and he tried, but it's time to do it his way, and he'll fix it tonight. Jimmy asks Roman, how's he going to do it? And Roman says he's going to acknowledge Solo. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Cool stuff. Moving on. So Cody Rhodes is out next, and he gets a good reaction. So he puts over his crown jewel championship match with Gunther, and he mentions Harley Race taking on Bruno Sammartino and Nick Bockwinkel taking on Ric Flair, like if that were to ever happen with those matches, and Bill Goldberg and Stone Cold. So he mentions those if there are matches to ever happen, to put over his match with Gunther. He puts over Gunther, basically. He says that Gunther can chop down a tree with his hand, and most men are terrified of Gunther, but Cody isn't. And even if he was, he wouldn't bet against himself. And then he puts the belt over some more, and then he just talks about his daughter, Liberty. And he basically invites Gunther to Smackdown next week to tell him, he wants to know what it means if he wins. This is fine, I guess, but, it is what it is. It was all right. Moving on. So, Kevin Owens is backstage. No, he's in his car. He's cutting a promo. And Kevin Owens says that he's been in WWE for over 10 years. And it's ridiculous that he was told to stay home because he attacked the Golden Boy outside of his bus, a.k.a. Cody Rhodes. That's not really the Golden Boy, Kevin. It's really actually Roman Reigns. He's still the Golden Boy. Cody's just there. Kevin Owens says that it makes him ask himself, how appreciated is he by the company? He says he can't get over what Randy did to him. Kevin Owens says he would never have turned his back on Randy Orton, and he can't believe he picked Cody Rhodes over him. Kevin Owens says that everything happening to him right now, he doesn't know if or when he can come back to WWE. So this is good. I do like this. It's been reported that Kevin Owens has officially signed a new deal, or they're close to one. So that's fine, I guess. I mean, we all knew Kevin Owens wasn't going to go to AEW. And form mustache? Form Mount Rushmore with the Bucks. No, fuck no. That wasn't going to happen. That shit wasn't going to happen. Come on, AEW fanboys. No, you guys knew that shit wasn't going to happen. So, I mean, this is fine. He's playing the delusional heel, which is always good. Makes sense, though. Moving on. Randy Orton, he's pissed. He walks into Nick Aldis' office. He tells Nick Aldis he needs to get his hands on Kevin Owens, and he's going to do it at Crown Jewel. Nick Aldis says he's sorry, but it's not something that he can do right now. It's not that he won't. He can't. Randy Orton says he's not asking for permission. Nick Aldis tells him that he isn't saying that he can't do it, but it's coming up from above, a.k.a. Triple H. Oh, my God. So Randy Orton tells him he knows who he needs to talk to, and then he walks away. So that's fine. That's cool. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a talk next week, and that should be fine. This is interesting now. Moving right along. Main event of the evening, wrestling-wise. Triple threat. A-Town Down Under. Los Garza. Humberto Carrillo, Angel Garza. And Motor City Machine Guns. The Motor City Machine Guns have finally arrived, boys. And this was a decent match. The Machine Guns, they win. I'm glad that they are with WWE. It's been a long time coming. I have always liked the Motor City Machine Guns when they were in TNA. They are the they are the mature version of the Young Bucks. They are way, way better than the Young Bucks could ever dream of being. And I am so happy for them. I'm glad that they finally have got a chance to prove themselves in WWE. They've been in TNA for years, but I'm so glad that the boys are back. It makes sense. I did watch the video on WWE's YouTube channel where they got signed, and Nick Aldis, welcomed them to SmackDown and stuff. That was cool, and he added them to the match, so that was great. So next week it's going to be Mercy Machine Guns versus DIY. So this is perfect. I mean, they didn't lose a step at all. Like, Mercy Machine Guns, like, both guys are they're early 40s, but damn, these guys move like they're like 30, 31. Like, these guys still have it, and they're great. I am so glad that Mercy Machine Guns are with WWE. I'm glad. And I'm glad they got to skip NXT and go straight to the main roster. They kind of had to because of the fact originally it was planned for them to go to NXT for about 6 months to a year and then get called up. But since the whole bullshit with Tony Khan fucking over the Lucha Bros, they had to get caught up because they were going to bring up the Lucha Bros to the main roster, that being Triple H, and then they were going to have the Motor City Machine Guns down in NXT. But it didn't happen like that. But I am glad that they are there. This is great. I love Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. They're good. They are good. For a veteran tag team, they're good. Moving on. Nia Jax and Candice LeRae, they defeat Naomi and Bayley. Figures. Not really all that important. Moving on. So Byron Saxton is backstage with Nick Aldis. He says next week it's going to be Carmelo Hayes against Andrade, and LA Knight will be the special guest referee. So LA Knight comes in and says that next week you think that you're signing up for a match for the United States title, but you're going to get set up for a factory reset. So that's cool there. I forgot to mention that Carmelo Hayes and Andrade had a backstage brawl earlier on in the show. So, yeah. Match 7 is next week. No. This should be on Crown Jewel at least. Oh, man. Moving on. So, Roman Reigns, he closes the show along with Solo Sikoa. So, Roman comes out. He tells the fans, maybe for the last time, to acknowledge him. So, Solo comes out. And Roman tells him that earlier on in the night, Solo told Jey that their family's stronger than ever. He told Jey that the bloodline was stronger now. Roman says he doesn't see it. He doesn't see anything that they're better off now. If anything, they're divided and broken. And after everything that they went through in the spring and everything they lost through the summer, they stand there divided. This was great. I love that. Roman tells Solo that he told his pops, his father, that he could fix this. All he wants to do is put them back in the promised land. He wants the titles around their waist. Paydays coming from the heavens. He wants abundance. He wants their family to be priority. He asks Solo, what can he do to fix this? So Solo begins to laugh. So Solo says all Roman has to do is acknowledge him. So Roman does. And then Solo says, no, that's not good enough. I want you to acknowledge me as your tribal chief. So Roman just looked at Solo. And Solo says, or else. And then so Roman, yells at Solo and says, "What else? What else? What? Or else what?" Solo says he knew it. Roman's never changed. He always wanted the Ulafala, and ever since my bad. And since Roman never changed, and never changed either. So Solo snaps his fingers. The Bloodline come out. They're holding Jimmy Uso, who got his ass beat. Pause. And then Solo and Roman have a little brawl. Roman gets the upper hand for a brief moment via a Superman punch. He grabs the Ulafala. He's about to put it around his neck. Solo then low blows him, and then the Bloodline, they beat the shit out of Roman Reigns, and then Solo does 2 smelling spikes to Roman, and that was the end of the show. So this is fine. This makes sense. I see where they're going with this. I really do. So Roman's going to be off for maybe a week or two. He should be back around the Go Home show, or at least at Crown Jewel. They've got to reunite these guys quick. They've got to reunite Jey and Roman, as well as, Jimmy and Sammy. How are they going to reunite everyone? I have no idea. But we've got a little time between now and Survivor Series. But we have to wait and see. So Smackdown was pretty okay. The Bloodline stuff was great. That was good stuff. The Mercenary Machine Gun showing up and debuting, great. Good for them. I'm glad that they are finally getting the chance that they deserved to be on a big stage. They really do. Those guys are great because they're winding down their careers. I could see them, being coaches for NXT. And also, I could see them being a producer like how Bobby Roode's doing. So I could see them doing that as well. The women's stuff was okay, I guess. And that was it. So SmackDown was okay. It was pretty good. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.